Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday the 18th of December. I want to use the Line Strider Tarot for today's reading. Dance between two worlds to find the answers you seek. Spun with soft strokes of vibrant color and intricate detail. Okay, let's see what these cards have to say. Wow, and look at this guidebook. It's huge. So if you're a beginner, this might be a good deck to use to learn the cards, because I mean this is very detailed, maybe even too detailed. Okay, let me show you the cards. I don't really know what these look like either. I don't use this deck often. So okay, that's beautiful. So we've got this kind of watercolor minimalist effect. Wow, you know, it's so great when a deck is like this, or the images are like that, because the fewer symbols you have, the more important they become. You know, if we had the symbol for Mercury here and the sun, and then we had a tower and woods and forests, then each one wouldn't mean as much. Here we've got this pheasant and the deer, so they have added significance. I always find that very helpful. And this is just, isn't that beautiful? Wow, okay, so let's see what the cards have to say then about Sunday and what energy you will be working with. And these are really good and easy to shuffle as well. Wow, I'm a big fan of this deck. And the back, I'm just noticing now, that looks like, what are they called? The Rorschach ink blot tests? I think that's what they're called. You know what, like in therapy, they use this. The therapist or something gets you to look at this. I don't know if they still do it. And I haven't experienced that myself, but I've seen it in films. And then you're supposed to say what you see here. And I love stuff like that. Like looking at the clouds and seeing images. I always do that. I love finding symbols hidden in just mundane natural things. Okay, so enough of how much I love this deck. Let's actually use it. Okay. First card is the Page of Pentacles. Oh, I don't like that. I have used this deck because I made the same comment last time when I saw this card. I don't like things that are hypersexual for no reason. And there's nothing. Why don't I like that? I don't know. Maybe because YouTube might have a problem with it. I don't know. Page of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, and King of Cups. Okay, so the focus is still on your expertise in terms of your work and your circumstances and where you live and how you live. You're able to adapt that, and you're very enthusiastic and hands-on when it comes to, I want to change my environment, or I want to work for a different employer. There's that, because the pages are the youngest of the court cards, they have this natural enthusiasm and motivation associated with them because they haven't experienced a whole ton of disappointment. They're very eager to make something happen. Pentacles is the suit of earth, so that is money and career and finance and the physical world. It's nature, your living situation, what kind of property you have, where you live, which country you want to live in. It's all of those things. So if those concerns have come up, or not concerns, those ideas have come up for you lately, that I want to change maybe the job in the new year, or I want to speak to the boss about a promotion, or I want to set up my own business, on this day, it's a great time to not only plan that, but to get started with it. Because the page gives you that amazing drive and motivation to do something that is challenging and difficult. And, you know, sometimes inexperience is really a great tool. Like if you want to start your own business and you have no idea, then you'll approach that in a much lighter way than if you'd studied or if you had 5 years experience already and you realized that certain things would be difficult and certain things really work well. The experience sometimes isn't that helpful in getting you to start something fresh and new. And also what's coming to mind is that Mars, the planet of drive and motivation, that's in retrograde at the moment. So there may be less of a inner sense that I'm being driven to do something here. And on this day, we get a reprieve from that via the Page of Pentacles, because you'll be incredibly motivated to start something new and it'll seem easy peasy. So the page can appear as characteristics which I've just kind of mentioned, that arise from within, but they can also appear as people in our lives. So there may be someone who has an opportunity for you, like someone wants to go into business, or the manager or the accountant calls and wants to discuss your finances, although it's Sunday, that's probably less likely. But it's good ideas in terms of your practical physical circumstances. Someone else or something, like a place and a representative of that place, then reaches out to you and offers you a new idea, a new opportunity. So if that opportunity arises, if that person is very enthusiastic about it and wants to go into business, make sure you're the one who does your homework in terms of researching and getting everything squared off, because that other person is also going to be influenced by this heightened sense of enthusiasm. And what the Page of Pentacles does miss out on, I think, is the detail and having all the information squared up before you get started, because they're so enthusiastic, they don't want to do a lot of planning. They just want to get on with it. So this here, that seems to me like, especially with the little yellow cup, that seems to me to say, or to be a symbol of, there's a little bit of silliness involved here. And so is the outfit, I suppose. It's the dream and the desires there, but the know-how, the practicals aren't. So that's the thing that you can deliberately add. Then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So this is the 10th card in the Major Arcana. It's a major life theme. And it says that if you jump on one of these opportunities, it will change your life significantly and drastically for the better. So at the center here, we have an astrological chart wheel. And then we have these symbols. So we got Taurus and Leo and Scorpio and Aquarius. And at the very center is this blue wheel. Got the two birds on top. Okay, so the center of this is your identity, your ability to take charge of your life, your hopes and dreams, your circumstances, and to move into the direction you want to move in. So your identity is at the center. What that's saying is that you influence everything in your life and in your world, not the other way around. So I say I want to be an architect and I want to study that in Rio de Janeiro. So that then means I'm moving in this direction, or this direction, whichever, where I'm going to study. And Aquarius is the sign of the humanitarian and teacher. What this means to me is that your identity is much stronger than the circumstances around you. You make the decision, you can change it. And the world is really your oyster, and the world is pliable and flexible, and you can shape it in whichever way you want. So what this is saying, that your spirit, mind over matter, your consciousness, your awareness is much stronger than anything around you. So you're free to manifest the kind of life that you want. And the wheel also says that sometimes you are going to be up, sometimes you are down. It doesn't matter. As long as you're still in touch with yourself, that's really where the strength comes from. So how do you get in touch with yourself? Do you meditate? Do you go out and walk in nature? Do you play music? Do you find yourself talking to other people? And what I mean is, do you see yourself more clearly when you're talking to others and you can hear what you're saying, and then the penny drops and you're like, oh, I am actually in a good place. So the key here, this card and this card, is not to sweat the details. You have that great sense of confidence. Use that to go in the direction that you want to go, and do the research without stressing about them. Finally, the King of Cups. The King of Cups is a court card as well, but he's much more senior. So we've got pages and knights, and then kings and queens. And the king is in charge of the element. Cups is water, and water is about connection, either to spirit or connection with another person because you're in love with them and they love you. It's connection to a place, to a creative process like painting. It's something that makes you feel alive, and something that makes you feel loving and loved. So you're able to take care of your practical circumstances. Any opportunities, please jump on those and take them, because they will change your life for the better. But particularly opportunities in love, look at those, because it's likely that, again, someone appears who who is a potential partner, and there is, okay, how do I say this? So someone is likely to come into your life because this is a court card. It's a person or an inner characteristic, and it starts a new relationship that then can lead to a loving relationship. It can lead to a long-term situation, a marriage, anything like that. Also, these qualities arise from within, so you feel the love, you're open, and you're willing to see the beauty and the joy and the value in other things and places and people. So you're in a good position to fall in love here because you're open to it. So particularly if you have that kind of opportunity, what that says to me is do something with friends in a practical way. Yeah, go on a day out or visit the beach or whatever it is, or have a lunch at a restaurant with friends. It's likely that someone brings someone along who you don't know, or that a stranger approaches you, but it's very likely that you meet someone new here, and that person, there's great potential for you to then become more intimate and for it to be a real relationship. Okay, so number-wise, we've got 2 court cards. They count as 1. So 1 and 1 is 2, and 10 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3, and 3 in numerology is about communication and new beginnings. So that kind of underpins the message of the King of Cups here, that it's very likely that a new relationship can start, and that is very life-changing and meaningful and hugely influential. It could also be a relationship with a place or an activity, like I said, but I think it's most likely to be a person because we've got 2 court cards. Okay, so I hope that gives you an idea of what you'll be working with. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a fabulous day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.